All that is comprised is one's dreams come from three basic areas, which are, first of all, from our personal self that resides in the physical body and deems this world to be all there is. Secondly, a person's dream is also the memories of past lives and the actions that occurred then. Third, the real experiences with the real gods, with their instructions and journeys for one to the higher levels. Well, many past lives are a belief if they do not believe in them, but the actuality is they are real, and it is up to each person to perceive their reality. No one can be convinced by anything if they don't want to be. Those who have been indoctrinated into the ideals of religious beliefs will surely deny anything of a past life nature because they have already been brain whipped for this lifetime. Accepting the reality of the one's dreams, visions can take a while, for the fact of how we are brought up in this world of objects and feelings, those objects. The real psychic worlds are similar, but as one enters the real universes, the circumstances are all too real, with sound and light as the main ingredient. On the lowest level, the earth, it becomes a real task as to understand the entirety of what is taking place. Here, along with where a person is really headed. The human vehicle is a complexity of arrangements because of all the other four bodies which are involved and unseen. And so lifetimes of various drama occur until the person begins to see past all the temporary situations that have been invented by others. The anxiety of a person translates to having dreams. This is a type of mental emotional stimulant which has a different source than from the expressed dream wish. It is found in the general symptoms of irritability, anxious expectations, and a tendency to look at things pessimistically. Also, bodily functions may become disrupted, such as breathing, heart activity, nervous twitching, and even nail biting, along with being frightened at night, resulting in nightmares. One may experience dizziness at times, and fears and phobias, such as an idea that something is going to happen, the fear of darkness, or a fear of crowds, doubts the suspicion of others, along with nausea and diarrhea. There's a whole array of situations one can have happen to them as a tendency of anxiety build upon itself. Here we find two different streams of unconscious emotion coming together and then fuse into one single dream. One comes from the anxiety state within the person's subconscious, and the other comes from the unconscious desire, which one normally contains in the subconsciousness. I have found the best thing to do is live now. and live with each moment. Most of us are taught always to be in a rush, but the real truth is all anyone is rushing to is his old age. No matter what is gained, a person soon becomes older and then really old. Every person dreams, except for infants under the age of 6 months and a very drunk person. Their level of awareness is way too feeble to be conscious of any dream activity. The overall idea here is that dreams have an effect on a person's health and well-being as they act as a relief and chemical balancing within the body. There are 4 basic stages of sleep that occur from light to deep, as muscular tensions are associated with the stages of transition, along with respiration and circulation that relate to one's pulse and heartbeat. As a person's muscle relaxes, a gradual shift takes place within the real awareness of the sleeper. Then the dreams begin to softly show up. And so, as a person goes with their nightly experiences, they will simply blend into it and go on with some new adventures. Those who do not dream are the ones who cannot fully relax and allow their body and mind to let go. They do not get beyond telling their body and mind, their respiration, circulation, and pulse and heartbeat. All these things are important to allow the real you to slip out of the conditioned self and explore it in its own dream world. I have developed myself to be able to go to sleep anywhere, and so all it takes is practice. As a person does the new you sessions, the real guides will begin to work with a person until they get them to go along with their dream visions. The outer world takes its toll on people, and so many do not realize they are missing a whole lot besides the 9-to-5 routine rush that they have established for themselves. When I was younger and doing construction, it would be hard for me to go to sleep at night because many times I was thinking about the next day and what I'd be doing. Over the years, I've learned to just be with each moment, as all that will be done will come into the moment that it's to be done. As we learn to completely let go, we find that all those things we deal with and everything else will still be there waiting for us when we wake up from our dreams. Does anyone have any comments on that?
Just be now. Dwayne does say that a lot, and he lives it. And I see him practicing it. There was an incident where we're working on the funding, and something came up with one of the people we were working with. And Dwayne said, this person is setting up restrictions for the future by being concerned with certain issue we have. So basically he said, just be now and everything will take care of itself, because you've heard, or maybe not, but you've heard the term "life has no plans." And basically, we do have people. We plan things out here. Basically, that's the idea here with the human situation. It's proper to plan your future, plan a job. Whatever you're doing, plan it out. Plan your vacation. Plan your retirement. Everything is like step by step, and that makes sense in a certain reality. But now, I'm not saying don't do that, but just I see how Dwayne works, and he's in this certain situation. He said, first take care of what we need to right now, or else that other issue won't even necessarily be an issue. It may not even come up if we don't take care of what's going on right now with a certain situation. So let's get this done first, and then whatever comes up, we'll deal with it. But unless you are now and take care of what's right in front of you, then the future is non-existent. And then, useless to worry about it, because it may not even happen. Or else you may be setting up a future for yourself. And in this case, it was a restriction of sorts. So be aware of what you're doing with your attention and your mind, setting things up for your future, because they will come true, and you may have to deal with it. So if you're now, you don't have to do that. You can still deal with things that come up, but you don't have to set things up for yourself and have to live through it, because again, like we've read before in the last portion here, people are out creating themselves, so they're having to go back into their creations and live through them when they don't have to. We are here for experiences, but it's not about being tied to them. They're just used for tools, basically our experiences, so we can wake up to what is now. So the now idea, very, very important, how to, be now, be present, pay attention to what's going on now, and then the future, so to speak, will take care of itself.
Now, sometimes, in your daily life, if you just kind of watch, what the heck are you doing now? What are you doing this minute? Is this going to be a positive thing for you, or catch yourself when you're negative, or thinking that this isn't going to work, or getting too far ahead of yourself? All those things. Just watch what you're doing, in other words, so that you can be here now. Just watch yourself. Ariana, what do you say about this?
Yeah, well, I never really had a plan for the future. I never really could. It was like all these things got in the way, and all I thought of was now, because it was just survival all the time. And I was kind of jealous of these guys that worked all their life and retired with a big old fat paycheck coming through, and I didn't. But I never had much, so I'm okay with not having too much. But it's funny how I never even thought of retirement, Social Security. I mean, what was that? I didn't know. It's very strange.
But it shows up to help you, right?
Yeah. And having the new you in my life, I have like a renewed life. I feel more capable.
Yeah, just see if you just can't just live now. See what excitement you can do now. Maybe it's even doing the dishes with a different dish soap.
No, yeah, I did.
But yeah, enjoy the change, live now. And we can't hang on to the past that's gone, and we don't know the future. So when you get frustrated, just can remember that.
What Dwayne said before, when I'm everything, why do I have to go anywhere? Where do I have to? He can see, not necessarily in the physical everything, but in the real side. If he's everything, then he's now, and everything is now. Everything is happening in the now. So time reality is an illusion. This going places and point-to-point kind of idea is really a reference for the mind, not the real self. Well, it is too, but mainly for the mind, this point-to-point idea of time. So, but everything is actually now. So if you can be there actually in that reality, then it can be, you can see everything. And I would imagine that's how the real guides are. They're in the now, so they have access to everything. This time is not what it appears to be. So now is actually a reality, and that one can be aware of. It's kind of interesting the way it works.
Yeah. Tim, do you have something to say about that? Tim?
Were you on mute?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was just thinking about learning to let go. And that's kind of like the way I see it is we do our new you song sessions. And then instead of us thinking about making the sun disappear to get people's attention or something like that with the psychic tricks, to just let life show you, or whatever life presents to you, instead of so much thinking about things. Just see what life shows you, presents with you each minute.
Yeah, that's really good. You don't have to worry about things. Things are going to show up as they are.